Hello, everybody. I'm TychoCelchuuu, and you found yourself somehow watching a Company Heroes 2 match where there's a Koopa wagon being built ASAP. No surprise there because we have the OKW played by Gyunwoo Woo versus the Pugnacious Penguin as the Soviets, the former, obviously, OKW. What.Life says, Tycho, what are your favorite Axis and Ally factions and your favorite individual units? I like the OKW and the Soviets, and on the OKW I like the Puma, and on the Soviets I like the T-34 and the Conscripts. I like Sturm Pioneers also. Twitch is like 60 seconds or less delay. Let's not talk about that. Oh, Ice Gorilla is like worried about players watching this stream and cheating. Ice Gorilla, nobody watches this stream. So don't worry. You're an Ice Gorilla, so you can chill out. Nothing to worry about at all. Also, there's a delay when we're watching these things. Whenever you spectate a match in Company Heroes 2, there's I think a 5-minute delay, something like that. So there's like double delay. That's exciting. But yeah, so we got a match. We got a match going. The Soviet player built a second combat engineer squad, which you don't often see. So that makes me think we're going to see a clown car strategy, except we don't have tier 1. We have a quick tech to tier 2 and a Maxim out. So Lord knows what the two people are. I suppose it's just to spam the Maxim real fast and also to be capping on the map. So you don't have to have your combat engineer squad hold up building tier 2 the entire time. You can send one out to cap. This Maxim is a boss. And just kidding, it unsets up and walks away. So I was like, man, it's just going to fucking fight in the face. And it turns out, no, it's going to get behind cover. It's even going to run farther away. I don't even know what the Maxim's plan is. It's going to lose a guy walking across red cover. A very strange Maxim movement here. And the Koopa wagon shows up anyway, so it makes the whole point moot. Couldn't have gotten anything done. But I really would like to see that Maxim just fucking face tank these guys because there's only 2 windows out here. So there's a real limit to the amount of damage they can do to your Maxim. And they're just folk sortiers. And at that range, with the Maxim and the other 5 guys on the Maxim, I really think you could chew up those folk sortiers. So, but it didn't happen. It was not to be. And anyways, there's a Koopa wagon now. Nice job keeping these combat engineers moving, by the way. I think they're still going to get themselves owned by the Koopa if it just gets one good burst, especially if they're in red cover. But still, the more you move, the less the Koopa can do. And it looks like it's going to be Maxim spam for the Soviets and no Koopa spam so far for the OKW. We have 2 Fox Raider squads rather than more and more Koopas. Let me drink some tea. If you watch my previous shoutcast, you may remember I had tea, and that shoutcast is being recorded directly after that shoutcast and live streamed on. Oh, hopping in the building. That's bold, just to get out the other side. That makes sense. This is being recorded right after that match, so I still have tea. I think it's cold enough to drink now. Let me try it. Pretty much, yeah. Okay, good. Zombie Francis says, Tycho's been the best caster since CoH1 days. That is true. That's not true. The best caster was Casino Ghost, who nobody watched Casino Ghost. I don't think he ever did CoH2. He just did CoH1. Also Cadmus. Cadmus also only ever did CoH1, but he was also the best caster.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Those were the 2 best. And then, of course, Bridger and Vittensby from the original Tales of Heroes. They never did CoH2. I'm like ranked 20th. And of course I'm way below Imperial Dan. Imperial Dan is the best. I mean, you can't touch that guy. You can't. He's fucking made a gold. Made a straight up Nazi gold. So, kind of a not very dynamic fight. Where's this Kubo? So the Kubo, I guess, just chickened out after getting pretty hurt, and it's like, let's go over the left-hand side of the map and maybe get something done. It's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen on the left-hand side. Maybe it's going over the left-hand side to get repaired by Sturm Pioneers, but surprise! Sturm Pioneers got pushed off from fucking Flamethrowers and Maxim. So now this is just going to eat a Maxim to the face, and it's got to reverse out of there. So good micro there on Gyunwoo, keeping this thing alive, but Kubo really not getting anything done. It's gotten 2 kills, I think, both combat engineers, and nothing after that. Oh, What.Life saying Krebs was a good shoutcaster for CoH1. Oh yeah, also Tommy and Fatal Saint, great CoH2, CoH1 casters. Everybody, I'll try not to watch Twitch chat too much. I can get sucked into that instead of getting sucked into this really magnificent game that we've got on our screen where the Soviets are just capping a lot of stuff and the British player is thinking, why did I build this Koopa wagon? What is this Koopa wagon getting me? because this is actually a really tough map for a Kubo wagon. There's a lot of like shot blockers and stuff, a lot of really easy ways to flank it. It's nice to have a big map because the Kubo wagon can reposition itself quickly, but the downside for that is that you're so far away from the people who are repairing you, usually, or you're close to them and you're just clustered up in a part of the map and you're not getting much camping done. Either way, it's not so great. So Kubo wagons are for sure a double-edged sword, and I feel like I've talked a lot about the various edges of the Kubo sword in my various casts, so we're getting some good Kubo analysis in the sort of TychoCelchuuu Season 3 or 4 or whatever the hell this would count as. Please fucking back it up! Don't do that! Don't back that ass up! Don't! That's the only way not to use a Kubo wagon. Backing straight into the enemy is like the best thing not to do. It gets the memo though. These guys, did you know that when you're shooting one of these things as it's being built, everything does massive damage? And if you shoot these guys while they're repairing, everything does massive damage. So the German player, I guess, doesn't realize that because he's just letting himself get owned. But this is fine. This is fine when it's right here and it's taking massive damage because you can very easily repair it. So you don't have to worry about your building just being super weak. Out in the field or something. Let me take some tea. Let me take a tea break. Do you know tea used to be slang for marijuana? Just fucking token up. It isn't anymore though. Today the kids call it wacky tobacco. That's the up-to-date nomenclature. I've been informed. Twitch chat saying all sorts of stuff. True story, today at work I found myself G36 Kubo cap. Blah blah blah. A lot of shit. These guys are hurt. Maybe I should read Twitch chat better. I found myself searching G36 versus M4A1s and found an old forum post by Tycho in like 2004. Wow. What forum? That's impressive. Only recognized him because of his pigeon avatar. That's a relatively new thing, 2000-something. Pigeon avatar. I think it's the 2010s. I used to use a Republic Commando avatar. And, man, an AT grenade into the Kubo. Probably enough to kill it because they can keep chasing. These Fox Raiders, just 3 of them, not going to be enough of a deterrent. And yeah, that thing's down and out. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of boom. Time. These conscripts, oh, I don't know if I'd run away. That's losing you valuable shooting time. Not worth it to cap this thing, especially because you're already in range. You could have really owned up these Fox Raiders, but I think now the Fox Raider is going to own you up. I think that really could have been a one fight, or at least a closer fight from the Soviet player. You got to be really, really cognizant of what you're doing with your infantry. An infantry unit can only shoot at something basically in front of it. And if you're moving in a direction away from it, like, then you can't shoot. Like, as soon as you give them a move order in this direction and they turn away from the Volksverdiers, they're gonna stop firing at the Volksverdiers because they literally can't fire behind themselves. And that can be a big deal, like a big deal if Volksverdiers are shooting at you and you're not shooting back at them. And I think that could have been a one fight, a one battle, and W-O-N, not like one, like the numeral, but he could have won that fight. He could have emerged victorious from that fight, or at least it could have been close, but that was not to be. Twitch chat, probably the natural selection off-topic forums. Yes, I've been posting in the natural selection forums. I mean, I stopped a while ago, but since before that mod was released, and that was released in what, like 2004 or something? He posted even more back then. And What the Flash says, that's why we call them Lelik. We can make their game better while stoned and watching TychoCast. I don't know what that is. Bum bum bum. Man, it's the Panzer II. Hooray. Right at the same time as the ZIS. Hooray! So we got a Battle of the Titans set up. Does the German player know there's a ZIS? I don't think so. Don't know how the German player could. So this is really important. The Soviet player now has to decide how to reveal this CIS, because what you want it to do is reveal itself by shooting the Panzer II and killing it. is what you really want. But that can be tough. But it looks like it's going to happen. It looks like that's going to... Oh, it drives just around the hedge and probably still doesn't see... Yeah, for sure it doesn't see the thing. Oh. That sucks. So it reveals itself. Panzer II knows it's there. Now it can be safe. Just stay away. So, worst case scenario for the Soviets. It was a little far. Panzer II was moving. These guys were high. High as motherfuckers. So not the end of the world, but now the Panzer II knows that maybe it's going to get more done over here. Turns out there's not any Soviets over here, but if any Soviets show up to try and stop this capping, the Panzer II can stop it. So good play from the Germans, realizing that the AT gun is there, and using the Panzer II for the thing that it can be effective at. I just, I think I swallowed a chunk of ginger that I put in this cup for the tea. So that's exciting. You guys are really enjoying this radio. Good radio. Tycho potentially swallowing ginger. You cannot see. Good. One cup of tea finished. Second cup of tea. Time to go. Lotham says, best way it can reveal itself is by shooting at the P2. Shoots at P2 and misses. Look, if that had hit, it would have been good. What I meant was the best way to reveal itself is by shooting and hitting the P2. That's better if you can get it close. But even a long-range thing like that, if it had hit the P2, conscripts could have charged in with their AT grenades, snared it. That would have been cool. So, look, it's what you want. But yeah, really good use of the P2 on gun moves part. Getting this thing over here, just capping back the left-hand side of the map, avoiding the AT gun as much as possible, and pushing forward on it with infantry. Ice Gorilla says, do you know that all Soviet acronyms are acronyms pronounced as spelled? E.g. SU-85 equals Su-85. Clearly I didn't know that, because that's not how I've been saying things. Good times. Why? Fortifications Doctrine. Please tell me why anyone ever gets this thing. Oh my god, my god. It's because of this thing. That's the only reason. And maybe sometimes this thing. It still seems bad. So this is the range of these things in this game right now. And so somehow he has sight. I don't know how. I guess these guys. Seems weird to plant those mines. Presumably your opponent saw those going down. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Panzer II's sight is less than the combat engineer's sight. So the Panzer II didn't see that. Clearly the Panzer II didn't see far enough to see the AT gun. So. Tough to know. And it's a T-34. Great. Pugnacious Penguin knows the way straight to my heart. Spam T-34s. Oh wait, but all the Soviet acronyms are pronounced. So instead of T-34, I should say T-34. Good. Good. I got it. We have had this Recantant River out for quite a while. It's been cloaked, obviously. It hasn't revealed itself yet, so that's good. The T-34 is coming to find the Panzer II, and it's found the Panzer II, and this is actually really bad news for the Germans, because this is nowhere near the Recantant River. Once you have the Recantant River in the picture, you want to start thinking about the Panzer II as a lure. Actually, you didn't know there's a T-34. What am I talking about? Clearly, the German is not super responsible for this, because did not... Oh, that was a mine. I think. Did not know there's a T-34 out on the... So it's tough to predict, too. But yeah, good try. Good try. And good jump on the T-34. So now the Soviets gotta try and... Ooh, does the Soviet see... Soviet now sees the Recantant River. Don't drive into it. Drive into the... What the fuck is going on? Just drive the fuck away. I don't know. That's opening up yourself up to a Faust, and you get Faust in the back, and I saw that coming a mile away. I don't know. You can still get Fausted from the front and get a damaged engine. And to be fair, you're driving away faster, and you are outside the range of the Recantant River. It's gonna take some time to move up. Is it cloaked? I guess not. So it's moving at a decent clip. But that was really dangerous right there. Really dangerous. People in chat talking about Relic and CoH2 and Dawn of War 3, etc., etc. Who's pumped for Dawn of War 3? I don't know if I am. They took out cover, which is very strange, so I'm just taking a wait-and-see approach to that game. I liked Dawn of War 2, actually. Never really played the original Dawn of War. Frankly, it's all been downhill since Company of Heroes, but we don't talk about that. Mine. No, do not move me. I will do it myself. I will handle all of the moving. Look, I am making great progress. I will be good as new in a moment. Look at this big track I am leaving. I leave so big a track. Clearly I'm strong like ox. Nothing bad will happen to me. Poor Maxim. So I'm actually feeling pretty warm right now. I'm on my second cup of tea. I'm wearing a sweater, I'm under a blanket, I'm in fucking Southern California. I just run cold, but 2 cups of tea, I guess, are doing it. So I don't know why I felt the need to relate that to you. If you're a common watcher of my shoutcast, you know usually I don't relate unnecessary information. That's definitely not my style. But you know, I went for it right then. And we have an artillery barrage from the ZIS. But this is sorry. So we've now learned that you pronounce all these things. T-34 being a fucking boss, just driving straight into where you basically know there's a Kettenwerfer. Realizes there's a Kettenwerfer, and he's like, oh, actually, I shouldn't be doing this. This is not the play. So just reverses, and that's the Kettenwerfer being a fucking idiot, not able to get the kill in there. We have an incendiary grenade going in, fire versus fire, the match for the ages. Right there, and we have an MG duel, MG versus MG, another match for the ages. The ages are just getting really match.com right now. Match.com, I think, is the Christian dating website, or the covertly Christian dating website that doesn't allow queer people or something. I don't know, I can't remember. Match.com, I've never availed myself of Match.com. People talk about Dawn of War 3 in chat about how cover is basically on the game, so that's cool. Here's the Kettenwerfer. Surprise, it actually moves. That's what... Yeah, there's another, actually. There's two of them, and this T-34 has 9 lives. Or the T-34 has 9 lives, because these are Kettenwerfers, even with the 2% increased armor penetration and 3% faster vehicle rotation buff, have yet to do anything. And now we have our Katyusha. Man, how fucking tedious must it have been to apply the camouflage to each of these fucking rails individually? Whoever had that job probably killed themselves. Holy shit. This is not how I wanted to die. How did you want to die? Please, fill out your character. I don't need these just fucking boring character sketches. I need some detail. I need to be attached to these soldiers, Relic. Give me a unit bark that's like, the way I want to die is having my dick sucked by a dolphin, and then I drown. That would be some character. Here comes the Katyusha! Alright. Alright. Alright, gets yourself a squad. And oof, even nearly gets yourself a Kettenwerfer. How many fucking rockets is it firing? Lothium says, yeah, it needed more grill time. Okay, clearly talking about food, so I'm going to stop reading that because I'm hungry. Germans doing a pretty good job capturing back parts of the map. At some point we had an infantry support gun, so it's got even a kill that I wasn't noticing. Actually is this guy, so good. I don't feel so bad about not noticing a kill because that was literally 2 seconds earlier. Zombie Francis says, we need to get you in a recording studio. What is this if it's not a recording studio? Unless Zombie Francis is talking to somebody in chat. And this is not a recording studio, this is my room. If this were a recording studio, I could output directly from the video file I record to YouTube, basically, without having to do any post-processing. But I do have to do post-processing. I gotta do noise reduction so people can't hear the that my computer makes. Can you hear it right now? Let's all be quiet. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. Really tough. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, hopefully you can't. In fact, it's good that I left myself a moment of silence, because often in my shoutcast, to do the noise reduction in Audacity, what you have to do, check this out. The Maxim has revealed the Kettenwerfer. To do the noise reduction in Audacity, you need a silent space where you just have the sound of the noise that you want Audacity to reduce, so you get a sample of the noise so it can reduce it. But I fucking talk a mile a minute, like the moment I start the fucking shoutcast and the moment I end the shoutcast, I never shut up. So it's very hard to find a stretch of silence. Even like when I'm breathing in, I can't use that because it's the sound I make is. And so I go through the fucking WAV file, or it's an MP3 file. Why do I call it a WAV file? It's just a force I have it or something. I go through the fucking file and I look for places where instead of having like the whoop 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 audio signature, it's just like a flat line. And like 90% of the fucking flat lines are just me going, which is not what I need. I need some me going, which again never happens. But eventually I usually find something, often near the beginning or the end or something. But so good. It's good that I left myself a oof, that medic, just bad day. Nice that the Katyusha's not killing anybody else though, so you really hate to see that base bombardment kill a bunch of people. And here's a Puma killing a T-34, so good, good. Everybody likes, oh man, here's a Puma really killing T-34. Yeah, I always talk about Pumas as anti-tank sort of things, and I don't know if people really trust me when I say that. Sometimes I picture in my, oh, those are fucking trip mines, tripwire flares. Sometimes I picture people in their minds saying to me, Tycho, you can't use a Puma to kill a tank. It's a Puma, and they're a tank. But you can, because that just happened. See, the T-34 is at half health, and the Puma is at full health. So fuck yourself. And if nobody's ever doubted me on that, then I apologize for thinking that you didn't trust me. I'm sorry. I know our relationship should have had more trust in it, but I have trust issues. I've been betrayed too many times by random people on the internet not believing what I say. And that's probably not true, actually. People just take my word as gospel truth. That's also probably not true. People in chat still talking about Dawn of War. Great. Somebody in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos, probably 5 or 6 videos ago by this point on YouTube, I talked about how I'm Jewish, and definitely people started freaking out in the comments, so that was exciting. T-34s. 2 of them now. Great, that's what you need. And we have a Stuka's a fuse being built. I don't know if that's the play. I don't know if that's how you respond to a Katyusha in kind. I don't know about that. I think what you need is a tank. I always want them to know you need more Pumas. Pumas would be cool, I think. They can actually stand up. Here's the T-34s. And frankly, anything's going to get owned by a Soviet AT gun. And the Pumas are just wily little buggers, right? They've got the smoke, and so in terms of not getting owned by the AT guns, they're actually not so bad. Not so bad themselves. Although this one's getting itself creamed by the tank, so that's unfortunate. Infantry support gun railing on these Maxim guys, poor guys. Are they setting up? Oh, wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. That was an unfortunate choice. And here's the Katyusha. Where's it going? Right here. Is it gonna kill anybody? Nice retreat. Probably gonna save that squad. Oop, well, maybe not. Oh, for sure. Oh no, Puma's getting rushed. But it's got the smoke. Too little, too late. Nice for oh, actually no, not nice for Kenton positioning. They were way too far forward. Now they're getting overrun by Soviet infantry and they're gonna have to retreat. This one trying to hold the line to wipe out that last T-34 isn't able to make it happen. Gets decrewed. Yeah, can't say I condone that real forward positioning without any infantry support. These Sturm Pioneers doing a great job flanking behind. Picks himself up a Maxim almost. But that was just, whoa, loses both of the Counter-Werfers and they get stolen by the Soviets. That might be the end right there. Except the Stuka's fuse comes in and kills a mortar. So that's nice. It almost killed the T-34, come to think of it. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah, you know, you gotta think about supporting your AT guns with infantry, even when there were Counter-Werfers and you can hit the retreat button. That doesn't make them invincible, guys. You gotta have your infantry there to back them up, and that just didn't happen. Some tea. Somebody in chat saying, you can fuck telephones in Cambodia, for all I care. Good analogy? What's the T-30, or what's the Soviet going to build? I said, what's the T-34 going to build? Because just subconsciously, I'm always telling people, build another T-34. You need another T-34. And honestly, it wouldn't be a bad choice this game, because you've just taken all their Counter-Werfers. This is your chance to drive in with tanks and kill everything. Like, what's going to stop you? Tell me what's going to stop you. Use your words and explain to me what's going to stop you. And the answer is fucking nothing. This is your chance. You've got 2 tanks and you could have a 3rd. But instead, we're just floating. So, okay, float for a while. You can maybe go this doctrine, or really just this doctrine for a big fuck-off tank at the end. 2 fuck-off tanks, in fact, a KV-8 and an IS-2. I'm thinking IS-2, because I'm always thinking big, if you know what I mean, folks. Winky, winky. A nod, a nod. What a nice Katyusha shot. Oof. Can't get enough of that. Up to 14 kills, and almost has its at 1. This thing just really needs to squish like a frog or something to get points. I guess it's got to be an enemy to get points. You don't get anything for friendly fire or killing neutral. So really, it's just gotta detonate a. What's the lowest thing on the German tier? The lowest German thing. It just has to hit like a Jew in a slave labor camp to get that 1. So this Katyusha is so close to ticking over. People in chat talking about things, and did the game just end? No. Thank you. Good. I wasn't ready for it to be over. I want it to keep going. I want to see how it ends. German player really on the back foot here, having lost all their AT guns, but that's okay. Had enough manpower to spam more. Counter-Werfers, and actually almost took that one back. That's impressive. I don't know why I was so far forward. That was a very bizarre choice. Oof. Nice infantry gun Shot. The enemy is silenced by our anti-guns. That was the Rakettenwerfer decrewed somewhere, I suppose. What is even going on? There's too much stuff for me to... What is this? That's the M19. Where did the Rakettenwerfer get decrewed? Here it is. It got killed on the retreat. The Volksradio managed to pick it off. So that's really good for the Germans, actually. If they can take that back, they're right back in this thing. Assuming the T-34 spam doesn't overwhelm them. So we don't have actually T-34 spam, technically. Spam, you need 3. We only have 2 and a Su-85. Sorry, I remember the name. It's a Su, not an Su-85. And now there's a cat on my lap. Hello, kitty. You want to meow for the microphone? No, you don't. You want to watch this building fall? No, you don't. The cat's looking at me. Where's the Katusha coming in? What the fuck? It's the Stuka's fuse coming in. And a Katusha coming in. There's too much. Oh, Jesus. That thing almost died. Where's the Katusha coming in? It's at the base, I guess. Any kills yet? It does have that one, but just 1 kill, so nothing impressive there. This match is becoming more interesting by the minute. So the Soviet armor is now reaching critical mass. Things are going to get ugly. This must have been in anticipation of a tank coming out, some sort of super tank. Here's the question. Has the German player tipped their hand that they've gone fortification doctrine? I don't think so. Because this doctrine is fucking useless and it gives you nothing, the German player has yet to avail themselves of anything from the doctrine, which means the Soviet player doesn't know that they've picked this doctrine, which means they don't know that there's not like a tiger going to show up in another 10 seconds or something. So this Su-85 is like, well, I'm ready for the tiger. But there isn't a tiger. There's no tiger. Ice Gorilla says, Tycho looking for a Rakettenwerfer when it died right in the middle of the screen. Look, okay, it's a big screen. This is 1920 by 1080, sweet, sweet HD. I'd be recording in 4K if my computer could handle it, which it can't for like 6 reasons. Mostly the hard drive. Also the CPU. This cat is just on my lap. You're such a sweet little cat. I love you so much. You're a good cat. Yeah, there's a lot of shit to look at on the screen. And to be fair, 90% of the time I'm looking at a cat, not a screen. So that's my excuse. It's a pretty good one, if you ask me.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
This doctrine is just stupid. Meanwhile, Soviet hasn't picked a bycat. Just jumped off my... Soviet player hasn't picked a... Here's a Katusha. Ooh, you hate to see that. You just hate to see that, friends. That one didn't kill anybody. This one... Oh, what a hit! A hit for the ages! A hit for the ages, folks. Because that Rakettenwerfer is straight back into these guys' hands. Infantry support gun nails him right on the noggin, but nothing happens because that's how the infantry support gun rolls, motherfuckers! Gonna keep firing, this time widely overshooting the marker. It's a good thing these Volksradios are here. Maybe considering an incendiary grenade on this thing if those guys try and crew it. What is even going on? I want to click on that mine notification that somebody just laid, but I can't fucking figure it out. And here comes the Stuka's fuse, firing at Lord knows what. Where's it going? It's going on those guys. That's a very puzzling choice. Nothing happens. I guess that was just an emergency, get those engineers away from the thing so they don't recruit, but it turns out the Soviet player's just firing at it with the tanks and so it's gonna die instead of get recruited. So that's a very puzzling choice. Does Tycho even know what the Kappa emote means? He doesn't even call it Kappa. Look, it means whatever you want it to mean. It's like sarcasm, and I can never remember the names of things because I can never remember the names of anything, okay? I'm not a huge Twitch guy. Twitch chat is basically cancer in 90% of the Twitch channels, so I just fucking ignore that shit. Like, honestly, it's just fucking racist, sexist garbage, like, it's just so bad. It's so bad, so I don't know what any of the Twitch emotes mean. This despite the Twitch emotes being used pretty much everywhere in Company Heroes 2, like, even not on Twitch, so I really ought to know. I certainly know what the word Kappa means, I just can't recognize the guy's face. What doth life? What are you actually into, Tycho? Clearly tea, I guess, and cats? I don't know. What kind of question is that? What's even going on? How's the German player not getting their shit pushed in? What's the Stuka's fuse fight? No, is the Katusha firing? Where's it going? Just at the base. How annoying must it be to just be fucking Katusha to death 24/7? The answer can't be quantified, but if I had to, it'd be a 7. Maybe an 8. How's this doing? Got some nice Rakettenwerfer hits on this thing, down to just just the 2, which is not a bad number, honestly, and getting some good damage in. Soviet player floating like a motherfucker, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bumblebee, and I don't know, still hasn't picked a thing. Pugnacious Penguin is like, I can do this with no hands on the wheel, and by hands I mean commanders, and by wheel I mean choosing a commander. Clearly, is what I meant. I didn't even have to explain that. It was just so obvious to the listener. But I did explain it, because that makes it funny. Explaining a joke is what makes a joke funny. Man, those shadows are really deceptive. I thought it was coming in fucking on the left, but really it was going for the Maxims, and it damaged them slightly. This Stuka Zafuse is like, I've killed 14 people, and the Katyusha's killed 22. Why aren't I more impactful on this game? And the answer is that you have a gun on the top, so that makes up for not being more impactful on the game, because you can defend your base, you can defend your home territory. These guys are going for it. This is risky. They're expensive to replace, and then what are you going to repair your Stuka with? I guess this will repair the Stuka, so you don't have to give a shit. Man, whoop, wins the game of chicken. I mean, retreats anyways, but get some great damage on all those conscripts. The map has just been going back and forth from both players. Generally better Soviet control explains why there's a float, but look at the fuel income. Still basically even for both, because the German has kept this fuel. We've seen many incursions over here with these infantry. I guess this last one was wiped out by a T-34, which is now capturing. That's one of the coolest things about the T-34s, by the way, one of the reasons I love them. I love a tank that can capture, that's not too hoity-toity, to just fucking get down to business, roll up its sleeves, and raise a flag with psychic powers, because that's exactly what happens when you order a tank to capture a point, and that's what the T-34 can do. So I love to see that shit. We got these guys cloaked, spotting, I suppose, for the infantry support gun, but also eating mortars while they do it. What's up in Twitch chat? Oh god, What Doth Life just PM'd me something, and that's covering up like 40% of Twitch chat, so I'm sorry. I cannot now read the most recent Twitch chat. Max, I'm gonna get burned the hell out of there. Ooh, look at that health going so low. They're retreating over yellow cover now that there's enough craters there. Whew, that was almost really ugly. T-34 is being really brave, considering, you know, there's this thing, but oh look, it's the Su-85, or sorry, the Su-85 showing up to surprise everybody and not do anything. And then it's like, what am I actually doing here? Maybe I should get out. Maybe I should get out. Oh no, it's the Rakettenwerfer doing fuck all. This is actually a really bad place for the Rakettenwerfer. I guess it's cloaked now, but the infantry support gun, I think, is aiming at it and shooting at it, so that's not good. Infantry support gun can now turn and fire the mortar. Stuka's a fuse going into the middle of nowhere. Very confusing, trying to wipe out the Rakettenwerfer. I don't know about that. The Rakettenwerfer seems like a thing that you want to be decrewing. T-34 again showing its back to the Rakettenwerfer and pays for it with the tank. Ooh, decrewed. That's a really good critical for the Soviets, I mean. Because you can get the tank back. That's just extremely good. That's just bullshit. But to be fair, this can just now kill it. He's gonna kill it, right? Yeah. Clearly, you kill it. Wow. Pretty cool. Where's this shooting? Base? No? Center? Yeah, center. Nothing's even there. They retreated. They didn't even retreat. Maybe they died. Maybe there wasn't even anything there in the first place. Folks, videos, what is going on? What is going on here? It's the zeroing artillery. You have now tipped your hand as to your doctrine. That's a great thing to make your opponent retreat, but unfortunately you're right outside their base. So they're just gonna walk 10 feet and be totally fine. Was that a setup? A setup for the Stuka's Diffuse to bombard the base? No, because this thing is still on cooldown. So that was nearly really good. It's definitely gonna buy the Germans some time. This is a bizarre fight. Boom! Infantry support gun. Meow. Nails them. Oh, nice hit! I think that was the infantry support gun again. Nice hit. I think it was. Seems like it must have been. But, oof. So this will buy the Germans some time. It's over now. The zeroing artillery is over and they can walk through. So they definitely bought the Germans some time to get a hold on the middle with these two guys. They're instantly gonna get killed by double Maxims. And I guess the Germans just really need the VPs. Because the Germans down to 50 VPs. People in Twitch chat probably saying some cool stuff, but I can't tell right now. Oh, Stuka's Diffuse coming in. Coming in hard, coming in hot. Coming in hard and hot. Like me on your mom. Oh yeah, good joke not played out at all, for surezies. And this is dead, of course. There's 2 T-34s now, so we do have the spam sort of commencing. Looks like the German's gonna lose. But what a fun match! We have 2 Vet 5 Volkswagen squads and a Vet 4 Volkswagen squad that's literally like an inch away from Vet 5. All they gotta do is fucking pick their nose, and they'll get Vet 5. Oh, here comes Katusha again. Coming down on the base. Yup. Very inaccurate. We can see the spread. These gray craters indicating the spread of the Katusha. Fairly ineffective when you have no sight and you're at max range. But, you know, it hurts the buildings, I suppose. Maybe get lucky, kill some people. So very well fought by the Germans. Not giving up yet. Has managed to decap 2 of the points, although one of them is going back to the Russians. And not out of things yet, but let's be honest, definitely out of things. Definitely dead. Definitely losing. Lotham says, would 100% accept Tycho as my father. It's not about acceptance or not. It's about I fucked your mom. So, man, just look at all this Soviet stuff. Not a lot of vet on it except this thing. And I guess these are vet 2 and so on and so forth. So not bad. Katusha up to vet 2. What do you get at vet 2? Shell accuracy and rate of fire. Well, that's pretty good, but they're not shells, they're rockets. Fucking relic. Learn to write. I like that Faust. It's like, I'm gonna lose, but fuck you. We have finally a Panther coming out, but I think it's gonna be too late in the worst way possible. Actually, not gonna lose for VPs for a little while because we got this one being capped and the right one's capped. But can these guys hold out? Oh yes, they can hold out. They're Sturm pioneers. They can hold out against combat engineers. No problem there. Mortar is now repositioning to aim at them. Sturm pioneers is probably gonna be fine because they want to be on the move anyways. The question is how much micro. Whoa, that stuff went flying. How much micro is? And we have a tier 4 coming up. What the fuck is that? That's a really late tier 4. You know, it makes sense. You can use some fucking Obersoldaten, I suppose. You can really use some. What else actually? Panthers. So how have we had the Panther building if we just had the tier 4? Maybe tier 4 has been up the whole time. I'm very confused. How do you get a Panther if it's not from tier 4? It must have been tier 4. It must have been up for a while, and that's where the Panther came from, and that was a very good choice, because you definitely need a Panther right here. But you're going to lose on VPs anyways. Boom! Here's the Panther. Second game in a row where I'm doing fucking Flight of the Valkyries. No, actually not in a row. But anyways, I was singing the music. Do you think Twitch is going to block the audio on my stream because I was doing the Flight of the Valkyries? But I probably have to do a more recent song. All the something kids with the pumped up kids better run something faster than something. That's not popular. That hasn't been popular for like 3 years. But it was really popular when it was. You guys remember that? The radio was playing it all the time. I don't typically listen to the radio, but I do when I ride the bus, the shuttle that takes me to work. So I heard that song a lot. Is the German player really going to stay in this? I think, oh shit, that's my put the bread in the oven timer, but it's cool. I can just wait the bread and continue rising. Odds on, oh, these Panzer, Rekentenwerfer things really coming back to bite in the ass in like a literal way. Like the literal Panther ass being penetrated by the Rekentenwerfer. And that was a nice shot at max range from the Zis, but maybe not good enough because the Panther gets away. Is it going to get Katusha? Katusha's actually coming in over here. Interesting choice. There goes what was it? MG34. I guess it was the HMG. Okay, cool. So, oh, where's this going? I'm excited. Oh, this could get ugly. This could get really ugly. Oh, it got ugly. It got ugly. Ah! Oh boy, guys. We got ourselves a game on our hands. We got ourselves a soup going. A stew, I suppose. You just gotta hang on to those VPs, though. Is your infantry support gun? It's definitely doing its best. You just gotta get this middle VP, guys, because this is what you need. This is what you need to drive your Panther in. The Zis is actually really got a fucking almost dead. This could get... Oh, don't show your rear. That's not... Oh, that's a drive-by. We have 20 VPs and 18 VPs. Oh, and this is being taken. This is actually going to look like a VP victory for the Soviets. Snatching defeat from the jaws of... Or snatching victory from the jaws of defeat from the jaws of victory. Looking pretty good for the Soviets. Wow, what an ending, folks. That last Stuka Celchuuu barrage put a real dent in the Red Army's plans, but the VP lead was just too much for the Germans to come back from, and yeah, looks like this is going to be the end. But wow, what a surprising, spectacular game, up to 33 viewers, so exciting, that was great. And I think I'll call it here for the YouTube folks watching. I think what's the tactical takeaway here? AT guns good. I don't know. Really hard fought from both players, and I don't know. The Stuka Celchuuu tech. Again, this is like the second game in a row, or the second game recently, where I'm not sure about that. As opposed to maybe going to tier 4 faster, getting some tanks out, something heavier like that would have been cool to see. I mean, 25 kills is impressive, but what would have been more impressive is something that could really stand up to these T-34s, put the hurt on them, maybe get even more map control than the German was able to have, and that really would have helped out with the VP situation, come to think of it, because that is ultimately what did the Germans in. So that's my Tycho's tactical tidbit for the day, and I am going to go bake some bread. Goodbye.